Hello, and welcome to the newest episode. Well, I guess the second half of the Drive Home podcast episode. Boy, that's gonna get weird to get used to saying. Okay. Nope. It is all ice under me right now, and so even with the brakes on, I'm still drifting forward terribly. All four-wheel drive as well. So, oh my gosh, this is gonna be horrible. I'll put my lights on just in case. Even though it's like 3 in the afternoon. Can I even leave? I slide in the snow. Ice, whatever. As soon as I get onto the road, I'm good. Because the road is plowed. But the second half of this episode, because for the life of me, I can't remember what I was talking about in the first half, or if it's even audible because I know I had the heat on. We're going to talk about the thing I said we'd talk about, and that's Kirby Air riders. So, I got Kirby Air riders the other week. It's hard to tell exactly when I got it, because the weird thing is, unless if I like have a specific reason to, normally when I get games, I don't instantly play them. And with Kirby, it was kind of weird because I was supposed to pre-order it, but I didn't have any money in my account when the pre-order money needed to go there. So it didn't pre-order it. Which is funny, because it was on my Switch temporarily, but then because I didn't pre-order it, it didn't, it removed itself. So I had to re-download it. And, why didn't I grab a thing? Top drop. But, so I played it, and I'm glad I waited, because I guess the last time I played it, I beat the story mode at least once. Now, apparently, there's like a true ending that I didn't get, because I don't have every single cart unlocked or something. So I'm assuming the secret end, because I don't actually have it, and this is my speculation, because I haven't played it since. I'm assuming the secret ending is basically right at the end when you're doing the boss battle. After the first boss battle, there's like there's a race, right? And I'm assuming at some point in between that, you summon all the different ships or whatever, and get all the characters or something, like the other character or something like that, and then you like combine or something, because Kirby eats everyone or something, and then you like get you become the super air rider or whatever, and you do the right thing, and a special ending happens, and it's a good ending. No idea for now. But so I played a little bit of everything except for the online. I didn't play any online. I'm scared of that. And by a little bit, I mean, so obviously, if you've played it, the story mode thing has like Well, besides the city trial or whatever it's called, the thing that people really wanted to play, it should be, you get a little bit of everything, right? So if anyone remembers the glorious game that was Smash Run, and to a lesser extent the much worse Smash Tour, basically those were, I guess, relatively thematically based off of Kirby Air Rider's story mode. Well, not story mode, but the city trial, or whatever it's called. So the story mode is just a thing they have. I don't think it's like class. It's like classic or whatever in Smash. But it takes a while. Anyway, like you could do it in like an hour or two, maybe, if you're just playing it and doing like nothing else. But like, well, maybe even longer. It can take a while, but so City Trial is the important one, right? I played it once with my brother because it's a multiplayer experience, I feel. And so you must remember there are essentially 3 game modes plus like the story mode, which is sort of like an amalgamation of things. So there is Air Ride, which is like you go through the course just like it's Mario Kart 8, or well, I guess Mario Kart or whatever game. Shoot. They're there on purpose? Well, they're at a road, so probably. Probably didn't spin out or nothing. But yeah, no, so let's see. Yeah, so that's Air Ride. Then there's Top Ride, I think, or something. I don't know. Essentially, it's kind of like, so you remember when you were a kid? Well, so if you were like a 2000s kid, or I guess 1990s to 2000s maybe, you might get this for a Christmas present. But there were like these cars that you had to place on like a track. They could go around, and you might see them along with like model trains or whatever. So like if you have like a little model city where you have like a model train going around, you might also have these cars kind of going around. But it's doing like a lap or whatever, and you can make them go really fast, but if they go too fast around the corners, they'll fly off or whatever. So essentially it's a smaller track and it's top-down perspective, and it's a lot quicker. But other than that, it's like the exact same, I guess. You know, I mean, there are enemies you can eat. There are items that actually show up that are way more specific, and they show up a lot more frequently in Top Ride. And so like in Smash Bros, or especially Ultimate, I don't remember so much if this is the case with 3DS and Wii U, and I don't really play the other ones. Those ones were before I knew what Smash Bros was. Not necessarily before my time, because my first console was a Wii, but I didn't know. Yep. I just need that car to decide where we're going. But yeah, no, so there are challenges for essentially each game mode. The interesting thing is that I'm like 99% sure there are duplicates rewards, because the challenges thing is how you unlock different characters and vehicles, because I think you literally only start with like Kirby, and and then and of course Kirby has like 4 or more colors to choose from. But you only start with like Kirby and like the basic Warp Star Air Rider or vehicle, whatever you want to call it. Well, I passed the buzz. But right. So sorry, I'm a little spacing out in my head. But because I swear some of the Air Riders I got duplicates of after I played different modes. Because basically, so there were like a handful of tutorials that were optional, but you could do them, and I ran through all of them because it made sense. And so Smash Run was on the 3DS specifically, but if you had the Wii U, you could play Smash Tour, but not Smash Run. They were mutually they were exclusive to the different Wii U or 3DS version. And then I believe Smash or Street Smash was a vague reference to Kirby Air Riders because of how the icons look. I would say Top Rider specifically, but it wasn't a race. It was just like a push them off the ledge type thing. So who knows? Anyway, and Smash Run was the best, and then Street Smash was whatever, and then Tour kind of sucked because it was basically like a board game, but you play Smash Bros. So it was kind of weird, really weird. But the whole thing about collecting the power-ups to power up your stats or whatever came from Kirby Air Rider's City Tour or City Trial, whatever, where you have like an area you drive around and you pick up power-ups for like 5 minutes and then you do a specific event. Right? So you do like a random event, and depending on the stats you have, you kind of want to pick which event you do, because if you pick the wrong one, or if you don't get enough of the right stat, like if you go for like all-rounder, that's fine, but obviously at some point, depending on like your luck, you're gonna get specific bonus stats in it in specific areas, right? And so obviously you can try and like change that by like focusing certain stats, and at least in the Smash Bros. Smash Run, you can increase some of your stats while like gathering them by just participating in the specific action that it did, right? So I believe if you shielded or grabbed, you might gain like 1 point for those. I don't know about those specifically, but I remember you would get sorry about the coughing, I'm just full of crap. That's funny. But yeah, no, so yep. Right, yeah, so like, so if you were running, I know for a fact it would go up then. I believe it would go up when you were jumping as well. So I'm assuming that means it would go up for the other stats. And jumping was the funniest thing, like having like insane amounts of jump power. But anyway, so the stats in Kirby Air Riders were health, defense, attack, glide power, I say glide power, it's just called glide. There's weight, which I don't think specifically affects glide. I think it affects drifting or something, or the fastest it takes for you to stop. I don't know. I I watched, I believe Sakurai, because he helped create Kirby, I think. Or something. Or like he owns. Well, because his company also worked on Air Riders, at least this one. But he's the Kirby guy, right? I forget, and whatever. All I know is that like he's like the guy who like invented Smash, but also kind of like doesn't really want to do it because he. I think it was I heard it was a quote, so maybe I just misunderstood completely what I was being told at the time. But I swear I heard somebody say that. I believe it was Sakurai that said something along the lines of he doesn't want his characters to fight. He thinks they would all get along, right? Like he's the guy who would be like, well, actually, Saitama and Goku would get along great. They wouldn't actually fight, you know? I mean, to be fair, though, he didn't invent either of those characters, so I don't think he would really have that opinion there. Specifically, but... I mean, who knows? Maybe he's a really big Goku fan. I mean... You never know. I mean, I don't know if anyone's asked him. I feel like it would be rude to ask him, though. Because, I mean, like, if you get the chance to ask him a question, you would ask him about his work, not about his personal feelings towards media he had no, as far as I know, no hand in creating. Right? I think that would be considered rude, and that's something you don't really want to, you don't want to do that. Obviously, if there was like a trend going around, like if somebody starts a trend of like, you know, going up to like famous people or like game developers and being like, well, who do you think would win? You know, and they're just like Goku, Saitama, you know. Purely in like a physical fight, of course, right? No, but I really like Kirby Air Riders. So far, I need some friends to get it, but other than that, it's pretty cool. It's just not great time. If it's gonna snow tomorrow, that might suck even worse. I mean, it would, but I was just I talked to my Godzilla guy the other day, and you do invent names for all the people I know, right? Like it would be so much more convenient if I could just invent nicknames for them. But like like Godzilla guy, because I end up playing games with him a lot, but he goes to like. Supplement school is what I want to call it, but that doesn't really make any sense. So he kind of dropped out of high school because of a tragic incident that happened to a family member, and he never went back. And so, well, his dream is to do something specific, and to accomplish that dream, he needs his diploma or whatever. He needs to graduate from high school, right? And go to college. So his plan is to, well, I mean, he kind of got like, he's getting like tutored specially, and you know, he's like a year older than me, so like he missed out on several years, but he's not like a grandpa, right? Like he still kind of looks like he would fit in as a, I mean, if he shaved a little, he would look like he would fit in at the high school. So he has to go to the high school like one day a week to like get schooling. And he had to go through all the grades because he was out of school for a specific amount of time, which kind of sucks. Well, it really sucked, but is that? I'll be right back. I'm back. And for some reason, coughing more than ever. Hopefully that water will tide me over. Sorry. Gosh darn it. Ooh, that was a lot of coughing. Alright, for extra, I'm going to be down here. I need to focus on holding my pizza while I take a sharp turn. Ooh, that was... I might have to use my asthma thing. I was born with asthma, so I have the... I don't really know exactly what to call it. In my brain, I want to say breathalyzer, but I'm pretty sure that's the thing you use to test for alcohol. Right? I have this thing, and like after I inhale this special medicine, and only if I get like an asthma attack or whatever, and it's supposed to help clear up my, well, breathing passages. I'm trying to think, so I have music playing in my earbuds. I'm trying to think, because I keep hearing beeping, and I think it's from my car, but I'm unsure. Like, the beeping should have stopped by now anyway. No, I think it's just in the earbuds. But yeah, no, I was gonna try and, take my friend to his work because it's supposed to like be snowing out tomorrow, but if it's snowing out, I'm gonna take longer, and well, I have to do this anyway, so I have other stuff I have to do tomorrow, which is why specific reasoning, I have to do things. Anyway, I really liked Kirby Air Riders, which I've never played the original, so you know, I don't really have an experience with the game until now, but I liked it. I don't know what fans are saying, but I liked it. Anyway. Thank you all for joining me in this cough-tastic episode of the Drive Home Podcast. If you liked it, leave a like. If you didn't, you don't have to. And in the comments, give me something good I can use to help get rid of my cough. It's not because of my asthma. I basically outgrew it. It's just I think my asthma like screws me over just generally with breathing. So I just have the, it's like being immune deficient, right? Like you're more susceptible to getting sick, right? I'm more susceptible to like breathing based annoying sicknesses and whatever. That's about it. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Drive Home Podcast. I said that already. I hope you enjoyed this one. As always, I hope you have a great next 24 hours, and I'll see you next time I drive this podcast home. I'm holding back a cough, so I'm going to go now. Bye.